Child, I'm up here looking like somebody auntie right now. But what's up, y'all? It's Alexiana. Welcome back to my channel. When I tell y'all, this happened literally 24 hours ago, yesterday. It literally happened yesterday. Let me tell y'all. So, this was a random hookup. I remember I was on Facebook and stuff like that. If you don't follow me on Facebook and whatnot, I'm going to insert it at the end of this video and stuff like that. I remember I was on Facebook and there's this guy, he had messaged me and stuff like that, and pretty much, for lack of a better term, he wanted to link up. Now, whenever someone messages me on Facebook and stuff like that, I'm making my business to tell them, you know I'm a man, right? Because in the event if you try to say I tricked you or I lied and whatnot, the proof is in the pudding. I told you up front, so you pretty much know what you're getting yourself into. And yeah, so because you know, on all of my social medias and stuff like that, not just Facebook, on all of my social medias, I pretty much look like a girl on my profile. And yeah, I'm making my business to tell guys my tea, so, you know, so I won't get hurt, or better yet, they won't try to twist it up and make it seem like I lied to trick them. So yeah, I remember I told him, you know I'm a man, right? And you know, he was one of them guys that was okay with it and stuff like that. And I remember we had exchanged numbers, and I remember we were texting back and forth, and you know, obviously, I don't chat with catfishes, so I remember I told him to send me a picture of him. And he was a cute little light-skinned dreadhead guy. We're going to call him Calvin. He was a cute little light-skinned dreadhead guy. And I don't know what it is about dreadheads. They got this bitch right here in a chokehold, honey. Like, oh, I can't breathe type of chokehold. Like, yes, honey. Like, a sexy-ass dreadhead will get it from me. I'm just saying, because it's just something about him. I just love him so much. But anyways, he was a cute little light-skinned dreadhead guy. He was coming from Atlanta. Well, he's originally from Atlanta, but he had came down to Albany, Georgia because he had a child down here or something like that. And you know, Sylvester and Albany are pretty much neck and neck. So I remember he came down here and stuff like that to want to link up with me and stuff like that. And a bitch was slayed to the gods, honey, because I had to run errands yesterday anyway. So a bitch was slayed to the gods. I remember I had on a black bodysuit that my transgender friend had gave me. I remember I had on a long, curly, black and pink wig. I put some Vaseline on my lips. I had a scrunch on my wrist and tied my hair up. Like, a bitch was ready for go time. So, this is going to get TMI right quick. So, long story short, we ended up linking in the park. We linked up in the park. I'm not going to tell y'all which part we linked up at, but there are two parks in Sylvester. I'm not going to tell you which one, but we had linked up in the park. And the park we linked up at is not too far from my house. So I remember I had drove to the park and stuff like that. He told me he was driving a rental. It was like a white rental truck and stuff like that he drove in and stuff. I remember I drove to the park right beside him and stuff like that. And he asked me, did I want to do it in his car or my car? I chose to do it in his car because obviously, you know, we ain't gonna do shit in my car. So yeah. So yeah, I remember I got in the front seat and so we were chatting back and forth. He said he wanted, do I want to get in the back seat? And I said, yeah. So he pushed up the seats and whatnot, and I went to work. A bitch had his scrunch on his wrist, tied my hair back, and went to work on that bitch. Like, he was a grower. Like, I ain't gonna lie. His shit was small. Not super small, but it was small. He was a grower. And I remember, you know, it grew in my throat and stuff, and I just went to work. I remember I was stroking it. I deep-throated that shit, licked his balls, massaged the tip, spit on it, the whole 9 yards. And when it came time for him to nut and stuff like that, obviously I want to be safe and whatnot, so he had ended up nutting on my face. And I remember, you know, we were talking back and forth and whatnot, and I told him I had to run errands and stuff like that. He said, you know, he had to get back to Atlanta and stuff like that, and yeah, that was that. And he said, you know, before he, you know, went back to Atlanta, he had said, you know, he wanted to spend the night with me. And I ain't gonna lie, the head was good, and he lasted a long while. He's not one of them dudes that come quick, so, hey, you can be my man for the night. Hell, what the hell, like, you could be my man for the night, what the hell. I mean, your head game was good, like, hey, what the hell, you could be my man for the night. He had asked, could he spend the night with me, and I was down for it. I had to run errands anyway, so we said our goodbyes, and that was that. Now, this is where the nigga had me fucked up. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this and stuff. While I was giving him head and stuff, he was playing music off his phone, like that. He set the mood just right. He was playing like rap, romantic kind of rap music off his phone. Like the vibe was set so good, like the mood was set so good. But anyways, yeah, this is where he had me fucked up. I remember I was in Walmart and stuff, because like I said, I had to run errands. I was grocery shopping because this bitch had not a thing to eat in his refrigerator. So I remember, I was shopping for my groceries, and I remember I had got a text from him. Would you believe this motherfucker had asked me, can I cash app him $70 or $80? Not cash app. He had asked me, can I send him $70 or $80 on either Chime or Apple Pay because he had to pay his rental. I know you're not talking to me. Because, hunty, this bitch right here had only $160 left to his name at the time. I had not a shit to eat in my refrigerator. And you're telling me you needed $70 or $80 to pay your rental? That's your problem, bitch. That ain't got shit to do with me. The fuck? Like, and he's not the first guy that has asked me for money. Like, a lot of men have asked me for money in the past and stuff like that. And each time I decline because I'm not a cash cow. Like, a bitch ain't got no money to give nobody. And for what I'm about to say, we're not ready for this conversation, but a lot of men and stuff like that, they tend to use gay men like myself for money because, they see us as being desperate for love and whatnot, and we'll pretty much accept anything, which, honey, I'm cut from a different cloth. Like, I don't give no nigga money unless it's my father or a guy that I'm deeply in love with. I don't give no nigga money. None whatsoever. And I remember I had told him, pretty much in so many words, no, I didn't have it. And he was disappointed, but he eventually got over it and stuff like that. And I remember throughout the day we were texting and stuff like that. And obviously him coming over was out of the question because he was steady trying to come up with money to pay his rental and whatnot. And he said the rest of the gas he needed to get back to Atlanta and whatnot. And I remember, fast forward to today, I remember I was doing my laundry and, he's still trying to scrape up money to pay for his rental. But, hey, like, tough shit. Like, this bitch right here ain't got no money to give nobody. Like, I really did have the money on me. Like I said, I had $160 left to my name, but I need that to buy groceries. So, I'm not about to go broke helping somebody that I had just met. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So, yeah. Hopefully he works it out pretty soon, and hopefully he'll be able to get back to Atlanta and whatnot. So, yeah, that's just about it for this video. Like always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to insert my social media handles over here as well in the description box down below. So until next time, peace out. Bitches!